Hey guys, day 38 of 75 hard round two. So definitely over the halfway mark. Um, Still going hard at it. Uh, just finished a elliptical session. Did an hour. Did 8 miles, just over 8 miles in an hour. So that would be my all-time um, longest distance, fastest. Um, Sustained over an hour, um, which kind of leads me into my next thing I'm going to talk about. Ouch. Um, I'm reading Do Hard Things, um, and they talked about a bit about um, creating a real confidence, um, and how it would help you do hard things and not a false confidence. It's actually a really good book. I would suggest anybody read it. And probably would be a good thing, um, for younger people to read. I think uh, Logan and or Nathan and anybody in school, um, just learning at that learning stage. Um, Not that nobody's learning, but anyways, young, would be good to read it. Anyways, it talks a little bit about building confidence and some of the ways you build confidence. Kind of ties into the one of the things I've noticed about me. Clearly, I'm not talking about anybody else but me. This is just my personal experience. My issue is one of my issues with working out is consistency. I uh, I have a lot of peaks and valleys. Um, I guess depending on what you're talking about and where, but anyways, one of my, I get to a certain point, and then if it's on the one end, if I get low enough, I figure like I stopped at two. Last time I stopped, I was at 207. And 207 was like pretty low for weight wise for me. Um, and yeah, I got to 207, and I figured, I just did 75 hard, and I got this. 75 days, two workouts a day. I can go to I can go to one workout a day now, and I'm fine. I got this. I can. I don't have to track all my food. I don't have to be on a diet now. Hmm. I'm not doing 75 hard for a second time because I got this. I'm doing 75 hard for a second time because I didn't have it. Um, did I didn't lose everything. I definitely continued to work out. Um, and I went from, two workouts a day, which would have been 14 in a week. I know math is hard. Um, to probably an average of four workouts. Um, and so that was definitely a big deal. Um, Clearly, if you work out, I guess probably close to three times as much, you're going to be able to eat more. You're still going to be able to lose weight, all that fun stuff. You drop it by 2/3, it'll catch up to you. Yeah, it clearly caught up to me. Like I said, I didn't lose too much muscle over the summers and going back down, going further on and not working out. But I definitely gained but the weight back on. So I hit my 241 or whatever I started at, and that was my other impetus for change. I think about 240, 250, and 200. That's my bandwidth, and that kind of balance between those two, right? And I don't know how fantastic that is. I don't think 250 is horribly bad for me. I don't think it's great. Um, um, and I don't know that 200 is the optimum for me either. I think you can go further down, depending on things. 195 maybe, but um, but it's that bounce. that I think is the biggest issue that I have. I think it would be better if I was more consistently lower. Um, and I think obviously your average there would be 220. Um, and I think there might be benefits to me being like consistently 220 instead of like an average of 220, right? Like, and so that's like, I don't like if you, I guess this is kind of some math in here, but like taking the averages and stuff, taking the average doesn't really isn't really conducive to a good metric for health, right? Because obviously, if you swing from 400 to 100, I mean, your average is like what, 250, right? So your average is 250. Well, at 250, you're probably way better than you were at 400. Um, I mean, it depends on how long you're at 400 for, how long were you at 100 for. Um, if you're if you're consistently like like and that's part of the thing too is people always like to they talk about their fastest times, they talk their best weights, and they talk about how much they've done their peaks, right? They want to talk about their peaks. And my problem is I can get those peaks. I can absolutely get those peaks. Um, my problem is I can't stay there, and so that's definitely an issue. And so I think I've decided that I'm going to focus more on not raising the bar so much, not making sure that, my best time was 8 miles. Now I'm going to try for 9 miles, right? And oh, yeah, you got 8.5. Like, well, that's good, you know, that's better than your eight. And then you go 8.6, and you kind of go up that way. I'm not focused on that. I'm trying to focus on, yeah, you definitely did get eight. Um, so why don't we raise the bar? Sorry, we can raise, instead of raising that bar and looking for a nine the next day, let's look for, like if your average was six and your best is eight, you've done eight. Let's tomorrow let's do seven. We don't have to do, we don't have to do your nine, right? Like we're just gonna look to raise, we're not raising the bar, we're gonna raise the floor. And I think if I continually increase my minimums, I think that'll stay with me and be more beneficial than if I just look for those peaks. Um, because if I've done an average of 11,000 steps every day, 1150 doesn't seem that hard tomorrow, right? It's just 50 more steps than I did today. And I think if I slowly raise the floor of my working out and I'm consistent that way, I think that might be easier. Not easier. I think that might be more beneficial to me. Um, then, well, on one day I did 11,000. Um, I did an average of 11,000, and then one day I did 17,000. So then the next day I don't have to do 17,000 because I did 17,000 yesterday, and then my average is going to be 11,000. So I can do like 8,000. And 8,000 plus 17,000 is 25,000. I'm still above, right? Like, no, if your peak is 17, don't worry about your peak. If your average is 11,000, what's your average? Okay, cool, 11,000. Let's do more. Do more than your average, right? Do more than your average. It's not. I've done 17, so I need to do 18. It's my average is 11. I'm going to do 11 and a half. And I think that will be a little bit more beneficial to me. Um, or maybe not. Who knows? Um, and the way that tied into do hard things is if you have the confidence that um, you're going to go and run a 4 minute mile every time you sit out to do a 4 minute mile or to do a mile, you're going to hit that 4 minute mark. That's your minimum now, right? That's your new minimum, and you can easily more easily uh, go for go for better if you have confidence. If you have the confidence that you're always going to hit a higher level than you were, like if your minimums are going up, then it's going to be give you more confidence to hit the higher stuff, the harder stuff. So um, I don't know if that makes any sense, but um, that's what I'm going to do. So yeah, so my new max was 8 miles, and I think my average is about. I'm just trying to do the math here. My average probably was about 6. So I think I've done. I would do 6. Yeah, I would definitely do 6. So I think I'm going to start trying to do 6.5. Trying to make my minimum 6.5 instead of 6. So it takes a little more tracking, takes a little more dedication, but smaller, consistent gains. Um, my thought process is smaller, consistent gains will do more benefit for me than random peaks. But what do I know? Just a first class power engineer. Not too much transferable skills or intelligence about working out. And clearly, I need help on working out and staying healthy because I don't think I am. Anyways, all right. Oh yeah, and I got a cold, so that's why I sound different. Um, I'm gonna go shower now and then go to work. All right. See you tomorrow for day 30. Nope, day 40. Yeah, 39 day. All right.